Years ago, I told myself that I'm going to start to code because it seemed valuable. I was already interested in tech for many years before. Quick input from me for clarification reasons. This video and the upcoming ones won't be too informative. They should be motivational for you and for me as well. Because when I record myself walking through all these hurdles and this hardship of building an app or a SaaS without any coding knowledge, and you're interested in this journey, then stick with me. I'll be posting videos all around my process of getting into this because I have almost no clue. I have some theoretical experience or knowledge, I could call it, but the practical side of things isn't too good yet, so I gotta learn stuff that make my ideas work out and be shipped into the real world. So, yeah, happy to see you. I never gave myself the chance to actually approach the work to build something on my own. It wasn't the easiest time for me in general, as many things were quite, yeah, in a shift, I would say, and therefore the ongoing focus on something new felt so heavy on me. Especially, I wasn't introduced easily in all this. But after all these years passed by, I've got so many ideas of things I want to build, as I'm still someone or have always been someone who wants to like solve a certain problem or who gets fulfillment by solving something. And that's why I've recently came to the conclusion I gotta start building on a specific app idea I had in the last months, and I have no clue or had no clue how to proceed, and still have not that much clue. I've looked quite deep into all this, and I've set myself up with some tools I'm about to share with you as well. But it's so hard when you don't have any coding experience and you just like try to fill the gaps through videos or other content you look from people who are basically telling you how it may be possible to build in no code, because that's the approach I want to take. I don't want to hard code everything from scratch, as it's gonna take years for me to come not even close to what I want to make. I'm not undervaluing my own skills, but yeah, it's really hard when you don't know shit in that regard. So yeah, I'm about to take you on to this journey I am going to take as someone with zero experience. If you would let me write some code in your code interpreter, I would not get anything done more than like simple print statements or simple if functions. It sounds cringy maybe if you got some more experience in all it that kind of stuff, but I can't wrap my head yet around how even to handle the whole management of the code. So, and not even thinking about the whole library stuff or the backend database, all that kind of stuff you need if you want to build something where you have users, or where certain functions have to be built. So I'm a grab myself and get into this and maybe it's going to be a successful approach to share, because that's what I've been feeling so flooded by all this expertise from people out there, that it's even though they talk about how you can approach it with no code, it still felt so distant. They're talking about this and that, and you just gotta combine all that stuff, but when you've never had your hands on, it's hard. And I want to share it for the sake of my own belief in myself and the motivation I get when I add on something like this, and for your motivation as well, I think. Because if you're in the position where I am, with lots of ideas in mind which would solve certain problems you think are worth solving, then I can relate to your feelings. And maybe we can connect that. Let's see how this turns out, and let's get started, I'd say, because there's work to be done. I gotta do this work. Nobody else can do this. Not even the AI, even though they're coming closer to these noob developers like me. So, see you. So basically where I'm about to start is with the validation process. I gotta find out if this problem is actually worth it solving. I think it is, but I gotta connect somehow with people in that certain field who would likely want to have such a product. So I'm quite on some stuff, doing the work. Got some browsers open with 50 different tabs. I'm diving back and forth all time through the last week, and gotta pick the most important stuff out, and going to list all my necessary tools or good to knows in a document, so I'm not forgetting about them, because that's a big thing. I get too flooded by all these recommendations of tools you could use, and we are so product flooded, and I want to build products because there's still problems. So we can do this. We can proceed in this on our own. So I just created this channel, and all this going to be in there. Wow, it's gonna be wild, but I'm excited to share. Let's get to work. So I've gone through a quite iterative process, structurizing that whole thing. Been on my on my workstation for quite some time today. 9 hours and 7 minutes. This is quite good. We're coming along, getting into this productive mode. I'm slowly but steady going to understand further steps from this whole process, as so many things are not clear for me, and how to connect all these things when you've never learned it or actively like discarded all your process years back, and all of a sudden you got like these crazy important ideas you want to build. It's harsh, but I'm in use of some tools already. For sure, I'm using some sort of LLM to process my ideas and get like answers on my dumb questions. Still using GPT-4 for this, as it's not even so easy for me to run an LLM locally, as it's also much, much to learn. Even though machine learning is super interesting for me, I'm that kind of guy who's most likely going to be listening to NVIDIA CEO by not learning to code. No, I will learn. That's what I'm going to need. And yeah, what I found is pretty awesome for any kind of idea you have to like get a wireframe fast and without any complications is that kind of the Figma page there is Relume. Relume is okay. I gotta move the aperture up. Relume, you write it like this: relume.io. I'm going to link it for sure. You just write out what your idea is. You can't understand it quite good from here. Check it out. You write your idea out and you get in like a general sitemap for your project, which converts to a wireframe. You're easily able to like export to Webflow or Figma, and that's super awesome. I love that feature, but it's unfortunately you cannot even export without upgrading to their paid version, which costs like $38 a month. So I'm going to, I will definitely try this out, because this is easy. You can just type in your idea and get this wireframe. You can export to Webflow, and so I'll be using Webflow for my landing page creation, as this is going to be the fastest way of building a landing page. When I have a preset wireframe, I can adjust afterwards and stick to the sitemap as well and build that one out, so I don't need to make any sort of extra mind map, and I'm good to go with this. So let's see how we can move along with this. And I've written down some structures I'll be taking on my way. I'm just about learning how APIs work. Oh, I'm quite dark, I'm sorry. Because, as mentioned sometimes already, I have no clue and how to integrate them in all these different tools. It's fun having big ideas and having no clue how to get them out into the world. It's certainly maybe not the right approach, but I'll be taking that path, because everything else is going to take more time, and that time I do not want to waste anymore, because time got wasted enough already. So going to keep you updated. It's not the only thing I've done in the last 3 hours or so where I've started recording the first part, but yeah, I don't think anything else isn't that interesting. I've written some back and forth with GPT, and yeah, I think that's about it for today. It's already like 8 p.m. Going to sleep at 9, like every day, so you know that as well. I won't be that late night no code guy. Yeah. So I'll see you very soon with updates on my approach. Good night. No. Now it's time to go to sleep. After a successful day of experimentation, I'll be getting some sleep. Maybe I'll be reading some more pages in the startup book I'm currently reading, but I'll fall asleep right away, I think. See you. A new day almost coming to an end. A day full of work, but without any work for my project. I had to go after some stuff I do to make a living. But now it's 7:13. Normally I go to sleep at 9, but tonight I'll be awake for some time still, as I need to get some stuff further ahead. It's already more than 24 hours in to this experiment, and I'm still quite stoked to learn, just to get to know stuff and understand this whole matter. Yeah, I gotta dive in, be sharing what I got out of it. Currently I'm learning the no-code mobile app builder Adalo. I was convinced I'll be using Flutterflow, but it was too hard in the first place to wrap my head around all these new functionalities. And yeah, I know it's like still a way easier approach, but I gotta save some time, and I like to follow along a certain logic I already have in mind. Yeah, I know I could build out my logic in a more complex way to understand other spaces better and get more into the technical part, but for now I just gotta understand the whole thing, you know? When I see some caps with Adalo or anything along my way, I'll be switching it up and going to use the harder approach for sure, but for now I think it's enough to understand it, so I'll be diving into some learning processes And yeah, I think I wanted to add up that the initial excitement from yesterday isn't gone. It's only that much energy gets drawn from you when you work for something, for someone, for something you're basically grown out of in your mind already, but haven't achieved the freedom of choice yet. Even though I could afford some freedom, I'm still doing it for the sake of safety, But yeah, that's when all these thought processes of something bigger come into place, and make it so tangible for me to see myself in a new skin without any dependencies, because that's just what I want. I don't need to be in some, I don't need that state of I don't need to be rich. But yeah, who's saying that when you're having basically not much? Like, I can be happy without much. That's what I want to say. So yeah, I'll be giving my best. Already took a big circle around my initial thoughts of this evening, but yeah, I think I'll put this all out in a raw manner so you can follow along what I'm going through in this whole experience. Yeah, I think this is a good way to go. Now it's time to recharge my battery, because it's quite empty, and get some tea for time getting back to work. So it's a new day, new time to follow my dreams, my plans to develop this app. I got something in my head yesterday about how APIs work and how I could implement these endpoints in Adalo, but I have still no idea how this whole thing is actually built with the information I have to retrieve. So it stays interesting and hard, just like I wanted it to be. But yeah, I got like 4 days of no other work to do,
and therefore I'll be sticking to it. Already started my stations. Go focus. Like to stand. It was like the first problem I looked to solve today, because there's too little space in between there to fit in this monitor, and when I would fit it in, I wouldn't have enough space to put my laptop on the other side. So yeah, it's that's what I wanted. I need these two screens, and now mostly I'm just sitting there and having the Mac open and using the other screen. But yeah, these are small problems in comparison to what I tried to solve. Maybe it's not the biggest problem, but it's to solve the problem is a problem for me at the moment. It's not a problem because it's no actual pain. It's fun, but it's hard still, you know? So yeah, I think I'll be wrapping up this first video with this section of it, as I think there's so much going on in the last few days, or 2 days since I started it, not even 2 days. And yeah, I think I gotta find my own way into these videos so they are compelling and watchable. So yeah, I'll see you very soon. Bye bye.